Hello, gorgeous George Sagittariuses. This is your helping out July shadow reading. General for Sagittarius. Welcome in. If you're new to the channel, hello. I try not to be this vague most of the time. And if you're returning, welcome back. All right. Shadow, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and anywhere else that you would like to discover where all your shadow lies. At the bottom we've got Euphoria, honour yourself. Doing much of that, maybe honouring others too much. And we've got Brenda, honour your mystical creative force. Are we sensing a theme here? And doable. The key is within your grasp. So, yes, my loves, you can look after yourself and others too. You can treat yourself just as valuable as others. Better, not worse, just as valuable. For some reason, they're asking me to do this time. Right. I'd like to do as I'm told most of the time. But they usually have a good message for me, so let's go with that. I've got the Ten of Swords, the Five of Cups, and the Three of Pentacles. Grief, lots of grief because of wounds from the past. People putting you down, telling you weren't important enough, and that was grief. You've been trying to work since then to please everybody else and to do what they want you to do. Six of Cups. This comes from a long time ago. Childhood. Saying that unless you're working for the collective, unless you're working for the family and for everybody, you're not valuable. You're not valuable on your own. Devil has popped out. And Four of Pentacles. Yeah, that's a very low vibration, egoic, coming from a place where people, they just don't realise that they're putting you down or that they're suppressing your uniqueness. But you've been hanging on to this. You've been hanging on to these beliefs. You've been hanging on to how they made you feel. And you've been hanging on to the devil energy because it's what you know. I class the devil as a liar. He's the lie. He's the penultimate liar. So if you ever hear that voice that says anything negative, nasty, put down, anything like that, that's a liar. And usually it's loud and it makes you feel worthless. That's the liar, and it's time to stop hanging on to him because he's not going to help you at all. In fact, you're just going to stay stuck in that really shitty place of feeling crap about yourself and doing everything for everybody else, trying to win their approval and never succeeding. So start to win your own, my love. Yeah. You've got the Knight of Wands, the Two of Wands, the High Priestess, and the Magician. beautiful. That means you've decided to get on your horse and ride fast. But you're not just, pissing off. You're not just running away from things. You're not, fleeing the scene of the bad memories. You're actually just deciding, like a Sagittarius does, that that's enough. I'll put up with so much and I'll do this and I'll do this. But once a Sag reaches the point where they don't know it's coming, you kind of know it's coming, but you don't know when it'll get here. But the minute you walk across that line, you know the decision has been made. You know there is no turning back, and that's where you're at now, getting on your horse. But you're deciding which way you want to go. You're really looking into it. You're saying, well, which way do I want to go? The world's my oyster. I can think of myself however I want from now on. How do I want to think of myself? What's the kind of person I want to be? How do I want to value myself? So here comes the High Priestess to say, okay, let's go within. Let's go and have a look at this and see where you really lie. This comes down to listening to the tiny little voice that was you before you got told who you were. The knowing voice. Right down deep, really tiny little voice. Who were you before you were told all this stuff? Were you enthusiastic and excited and into everything? Were you loving kicking the ball around? Were you loving throwing paint at walls and stuff like that? Were you loving animals and just lying around daydreaming? Who were you before you were told whatever you were doing was wrong? That's step number one. Then, once you've done that, you've found it, you get to create the life you've always magician. You get to discover that you are the magician. You don't have to do what you were always told to do. You don't have to listen to who you always were told to listen to. You get to be your own hierophant. You get to be your own wise person. This will blast apart everything that is outdated, unhealthy, bullshit, archaic beliefs like generational, ancestral, negative beliefs of ways to do things. And it will move you towards, because you've got the Tower here, you've got 4 major arcanas in a row. And the only one in the top row is the Devil. So in the top row, in the past, he's the main player. Now, you're the main player because you're deciding which way to go. High Priestess, magician, listening to yourself and your intuition, deciding which way you want to go. Hierophant, choosing who you listen to and then becoming the wise person you are stepping into because you're becoming the Hierophant. Tower is going to blast everything away from you. It's like, let's just blow apart all that bullshit we were raised to believe. And then let's step forward in our own version of what love, emotional, intelligence and maturity looks like. We get to decide. We don't have to be all gushy and smushy and everything, and we don't have to be ice cold, but we can be emotionally mature in the way we progress. Ace of Swords, that's the truth. Knight of Swords coming through. 2 of Swords. 9 of Cups. Knight of Cups. And the Lovers. This is the truth of the matter. Blasting through. And you are going to see it and you're going to just take off with it. It's like this whole thing. You're unsure, you're listening to the past, then you go, right, I've had enough of that. Which way do I want to go? Woof, it's like this lightning bolt. And that just shatters everything. How do I want to be is next. Here's the truth. Right, that's the direction. I'm going that way. You've got the Two of Swords, which usually talks about a head over heart decision or not wanting to make it. But that's not the case here, because you know that if you stay stuck, you won't get your wishes. But by overcoming that and doing what you're doing, this is the abundance that you're going to get. You're going to be free, independent, successful, whatever that means to you. It's going to be like a raining down of everything you always wanted, the person you wanted to be, what you want to give to the world, what you want to receive, how you want to see yourself. And it's a real cleansing energy of everything from the past. Then you're going to have or be the Knight of Cups and the Lovers. This means you're going to either receive an offer or give an offer of love, but it's going to be authentic, it's going to be genuine, and it's going to be unconditional. Because that's what you get to learn when you go through all this, is what it's really all about. So my advice to you, my loves, is this month, get on board. Get going. Decide that you are enough. You are the person most important. Honour yourself. That's what you're going to do. And you're going to honour your mystical creative force. Mystical creative force. Mystical creative force. It was there all along. It was there all along. So you're going to honour that. And then you're going to do it. It's doable. You've got the key. You've got it. You can create whatever you want. Off you go. Let me know how you go. It's very exciting. So please let me know how you go.